Jets fire Joe Douglas. Is it the right move? I don't think so. I'm not saying it's necessarily the worst move in the world or that this team's even savable, for even next year. I don't know what in the hell we're looking at for this Jets organization and future, but, scapegoat, can you say scapegoat without saying scapegoat? Jets are a mess right now, trying to blame everybody. We've got buy low week 12. I know some of you don't necessarily have trading in a majority of your leagues, but this still might guide you in the right direction in terms of maybe some of the players you might believe in moving into the coming weeks and players you might be contemplating getting cute with when you shouldn't be getting cute with them. The Fantasy Football Show, Week 12, buy low, news show, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks, live whenever games end, live before games, live after, live at midnight, live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m., live whenever big news breaks. We're live more than anybody you can imagine. And we're going to hit the super chats in a minute. I'll get to this first $20 hauler from K. Appreciate you dropping the 20 watt. Smitty, the move for me. 10-man PPR, 5-6, 3 losses in a row. Wide receiver depth is in trouble, losing Godwin, Rice, and now BTJ. Do I trade I think you're saying BTJ for D Hopkins? I probably would. I like Hopkins a little more. Is this Brian Robinson Jr.? That's probably Brian Robinson Jr. Yes, I for sure do that. I trade Brian Robinson Jr. in a millisecond for D-Hop. If that is BTJ, I'd still do that. Even though I love BTJ, if fully ready to go, ready to rumble, he I believe has a strong, whatever. My trades, your wide receivers are Jamar, London, JSN, Hopkins. That would be pretty solid. Your running backs would be McCaffrey and Pacheco and JK. That would be solid. As long as you back up McCaffrey, don't leave the backups on waivers. Pacheco and McCaffrey should be pretty damn good for you. That's a really good team that I think could take out any team one game at a time. I 100% would go get that trade done. All right, I'll get to the rest of the super chats after we get through the buy lows in the news section. Again, not much to go over today in terms of news. Real quickly, let me show you a little sneak peek at the buy low board, week number 12. Go get them. Get them before it's too late. We'll be addressing these guys in a second. Joe Douglas fired as GM for the New York Jets. I think it's a scapegoat move. This guy's accumulated a lot of talent. Now, you could say, well, they continue to lose. Somebody's got to lose their job. That's correct. Head coaches, decision makers, maybe that are deciding to leave Aaron Rodgers in place too long or not go get a quarterback because they're afraid about pissing off Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that's Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas has been accumulating amazing amounts of talent for this roster, from Sauce Gardner to Garrett Wilson. What a find he had in Garrett Wilson, because there was some ambiguity around that, selection. Is this guy going to be big enough at the NFL level? Will he translate? There's a lot of great picks that Joe Douglas has executed on, and this is the guy you get rid of. I mean, what a joke. What a joke, and I don't know what to think moving forward for this New York Jets organization now. For those of us that have Breece Hall, not concerned about his long-term value. He's a weapon. They're going to use him no matter what. His fantasy value for the long term is still pretty secure. He showed you that last year when the team was not fighting for anything, and he finished on a tear and climbed back into the top 2 running backs overall at season's end. Not extrapolated type of data. He was the number 2 running back last year in a nothing burger season. So I'm not saying we want that form every year. Eventually, players like Breece Hall will get older, and he's going to have to look out for his health in a throwaway season in week 15, 16, which could happen this year. I don't think it does, but we don't know. If he gets banged up even a little bit, the team might say, Breece, you're going to sit it out the last 2 games just because it's for nothing. Why send you out there with a little bit of a groin injury, turn it into a groin tear off the bone, something like that? So there's risk involved with teams like Miami, who Miami's trying to fight, to get in the mix. Miami, the Jets, there are tons of teams that are out of it, and then you think, even the Bengals, What happens there? It's hard to know. What if Jamar Chase gets a little ouchie poo in week 16? You don't know if he sits out 16 and 17. Anything can happen. And your boy knows this best because Christian McCaffrey screwed me out of what would have been about $30,000 on Underdog. I was in positioning, bouncing in and out of the top 10 in a big board. And I had McCaffrey and Kamara in that final week 17. They both sat out the second half. And my $30,000 projection dropped down to $1,500 in one of those big boards. Anything can take your season out in week 17. Week 17, week 16, very important. Don't knee-jerk react. Don't make stupid trades on what-if scenarios, but you do need to keep it into account and try and see, what's what. Let's go over to the board here. Again, not much news. There was a couple other pieces of news real quickly. Nothing big really today. We had Cooper Rush is going to start week 12. Big, upside for CeeDee Lamb, right? I mean, the thing is, Cooper Rush looked pretty competent, and the fact that Lamb got 8 catches for 90-ish yards, it wasn't horrible. It could have been worse, but it isn't what you want to hear. Cowboys were just devastated with injuries in this game. McCarthy said it will be Ferguson will be hard pressed to play in week 12. This is kind of what I worry about. Hard pressed. Lamb gets banged up. He might be hard pressed to return. Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins, New York Jets. A lot of firepower on these teams that we have to be a little bit concerned about getting left in the lurch in weeks 15, 16, 17. These are the dilemmas we have walking into, the remaining weeks. And walking into week 12, which is Bye-Mageddon, you've got these teams right here you can see on a bye. Atlanta Falcons, Buffalo Bills, Bengals, Saints, Jets, and Jaguars. That is a gauntlet of players that will be missing from week number 12. Week number 12 might be one of the more boring fantasy weeks we've had in a while, and I need you all to prepare for that. Don't be sitting there going, not a lot of scoring today, or my teams are looking pretty flat. You're probably going to have a flat week, unless you have, ironically, a team of constructed, already taken bye week players, and you get to put it on everybody else this week. There is a chance week 12 feels very bland. Week 14 as well. So who are you buying right now? Who are you buying? Bijan's on a buy, as I just alluded to. Very good buy low. People are freaking out about him. People putting stats out that he doesn't do well once Puka and Kupp are back. That's hogwash. You're talking about a guy that was used a ton, and maybe they've backed it off a little bit to keep him healthy. Maybe this has just been a random circumstance of events that just didn't lead to touchdowns for him. This happens. You can't expect somebody to score a touchdown every single game. Kyren was doing it up until 3 weeks ago. Every single game he had at least 1-2 touchdowns every single game. And so Kyren, while there's some risk of maybe wearing down or something like that, no different than some of the other running backs that have been getting workloads like Barkley and Mixon. Those guys have all been getting the workload. Henry, we can't use Kyren as some sort of, I'm worried about him example. He is a go-get player. He's a top 5 overall player if I'm drafting today. And for some reason, the doubt surrounding him right now makes him more available than he should be. I'm not saying he's going to be cheap or be able to be had for pennies on the dollar, but he's certainly a player that you can go get very easily comparative to what will be the case next week, if you could even trade next week, or what it was like to try and acquire him 3-4 weeks ago was near impossible. That's what I believe his value will return to, untouchable territory, versus now he's a little vulnerable. Bijan, same thing. I know people have been excited about his workload. I get that he's probably not going to be had for pennies on the dollar, but going into a bye week and coming off a bad game, people are very reactive, and they're very reactive to making the playoffs, and they're very reactive to having 5 wins. People in 5-win territory are freaking the hell out or below. So they got Bijan, they're tempted. Jefferson, people are worried about Darnold, they're worried about the Vikings, and they're worried about JJ surviving in that environment. That's 3 red flags to the JJ owner if they're sitting at 5 wins, 4 wins, 3 wins, maybe even 6 wins. Who knows how people are reacting. Evans, been injured, coming back, spotted at practice. Obviously, we're expecting him to play. This is a guy that could be a savior for you if you buy him at the right price tag. Neighbors, same thing. Worried about his situation, damn straight. Cooper Rush, CeeDee Lamb. Neighbors, his quarterback situation, which is now a rotating, revolving door. Musical chairs at quarterback is begun in New York. What's it mean? What are we going to see? How is he going to respond? We don't know. But I'll tell you what, Neighbors was, in a lot of people's eyes, a top 5 wide receiver. He was a top 5 wide receiver. And I think that a lot of people are going to potentially overlook the potential bounce back value that he has. And I think that he will be one of the bigger steals in fantasy football looking back when we say who was the best player to trade for in retrospect. I think it'll be a couple of these guys. It'll be one of these guys listed here on this board right now. I believe so. I believe Bijan. I believe Neighbors. I believe Kyron. I believe JJ. I believe even BT, who once is deemed fully healthy, could return to what people once thought was top 10 wide receiver value for a rookie wide receiver. He was on such a tear, people said he's wide receiver 7. Going forward as a rookie. Number 1 rookie by far, number 1 rookie wide receiver. And he has a string of bad games, which is natural. He hit a rookie wall. He hit a rookie wall. He's been in a rookie wall. JD5 hit a rookie wall. A lot of players hit a rookie wall that are used out of the gate and firing on all cylinders from day one because these players are used to short 10, 11 game seasons. They're used to a college season. They're going to be worn down mentally, physically, and the good ones break through the wall. As I tell you, if you remember anything I say right now for the remainder of the show, the good rookies will, once they get through the rookie wall, skyrocket out of the rookie wall and continue to soar and explode and break the ceiling, shatter the ceiling. That would be the case for both of these guys. So understand that with Neighbors and understand that with Thomas Jr. Pacheco's back this week. I think he's going to take his job back. I think Kareem Hunt served his purpose well. I think he did very well, but he's slowing down. You can see it. He has to be picked up off the ground. Every time he's running the ball, he's tired. He's not going to hold up anyway. Will they throw it to him? Will they keep him healthy by keeping him slowly, kind of easing him into the receiving game only and just keeping him kind of floating around in the third down back territory? Sure, but this is the first and second down back right here in Pacheco. MHJ looking like, in my opinion, one of the better buy lows in fantasy going forward. Is there risk involved? Yes. But do I think that MHJ and Kyler and the Cardinals are in a groove that's in a positive direction, a good trajectory to continue the good work that they're doing right now, being an absolute division potential winner right now, sitting in a good prime position. And this guy just needs to be fed properly. He's the hardest working wide receiver maybe in the entire league already. Just ask his teammates. Just ask the beat writers. Ask anybody that watches him show up early, stay late, catch hundreds of footballs over anybody else after practice. This guy's an absolute practice phenom. And if anything's going to get him over the hump, if for any reason he is struggling, it will be his work ethic and drive and determination. And let's be honest, they haven't been throwing him the right footballs all year long. He's been doing a lot of very one-dimensional type route running, and now I believe they're opening up his route tree, and it looks like they are doing that. They're moving him all over the field. This is going to open up his opportunities, and there have been very few wide receivers, if you go back and look at all the data, that have had more opportunities for touchdowns that haven't connected than this guy right here. He literally should have 15 touchdowns right now. It's insane. Nico Collins. I disappointed a lot of you. And some of you in here right now have even seen some of the comments. They're so mad at him. You probably are vulnerable to somebody stealing him away. Maybe not. Maybe some of the good ones, the smart ones out there, obviously are going to hold him and say, you know what, it was his first game back. Spotted him, resting here and there. Definitely on a snap count. Had his 76-yard touchdown called back. That should have been on the books. At the end of the game, there's a 20-yard reception that would have gave him 74. 5 catches for 74 total yards. And that got called back. So he ended up with 54 instead of 74. It would have been a lot better day. You throw those two things alone into the mix, it's 140 yards and a touchdown on 6 receptions just by adding those 2 called back plays. It wasn't like he dropped the ball. We can't count it. He caught both footballs. He was in the end zone. I think it's safe to use that data in some ways to tell a story, and that story is that Nico had 6 receptions for 140 yards. Understand that. He didn't almost catch a ball. He had 140 plus yards, a touchdown, and 6 receptions if those 2 single plays were not called back on penalties. He is the best buy low of his variety on this board. Hopkins, very doubted right now. So people are so quick to jump off the Hopkins train. Top 10 wide receiver potential. Bad game. He's done. McLaurin, he's been consistent all year. He had a bad week last week. What are people doing? Benching him, running from him. It makes no sense. These 12 guys, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These 12 guys in week 12 can help win you not only a league, but your week. And in Dynasty, there's good trade value with some of them as well. We can attack Dynasty as well. The Fantasy Football Show, Buy Low, Week 12 has concluded. We will now commence with Super Chats. We will now potentially open phone lines in a bit, not right this second. Let's get this $20 hauler from Tracy up on the board. Tracy, appreciate you, my big dog, dropping the 20 watt on screen. Send you to Mars.
To Mars.
Mars, young man, appreciate you, Tracy. Tracy coming in hot with the 20 says, hey, Smitty, this team is 4-7 in a 12-team half PPR league. In trouble this week, JD5 and Murray, Puka, Cup, MHJ. Love the wide receivers, to be honest with you. Love the QB play for the most part. I mean, you could upgrade it into a couple players, but one could say that your QBs could hang really with anybody but the top 2 or 3, let's say. Running backs, Chase Brown, Mason, Estime. This is where you obviously have some problems. Otten's good. Freiermuth. Trades, I probably would say Cooper Kupp is your only trade piece. And I'm not saying I want to trade him. And I'm not saying I would trade him. But if you could get the right 2 players, if let's say you could get Neighbors and an RB like, I don't know, JT, and you throw in a Freiermuth or something like that. Or maybe you've got to use Otten. With Evans coming back, that's not a bad idea. Maybe the owner of JT needs a tight end. So you get JT and MHJ for Kupp. You get Nico and a player like Pacheco for Kupp. There's certain trades you could pull off using these guys in a 2-for-1 or 2-for-2 if Otten helps you get a bigger piece done. Tracy, try all of those. You could win a league by that one move. That one move will put you above everybody else. Yo, I have Neighbors, MHJ, JSN, Ridley, and Reed. I got offered Reed and Ridley or JSN for London. I would rather have... Man, Reed and JSN is not bad, but I'd rather have London. I guess if you are starting a Cellar Dweller player and JSN would replace that Cellar Dweller player, then maybe we have another conversation, Shane. But for the most part, I'm going to say just keep London right now. But it's a very close call. Start Tillman or Douglas this week. I'm going Tillman. He's been really consistent. Don't let 1 week make you like run away from a guy that's been scoring and looking consistent. Would you trade K9, B-Rob, and Adams for A.J. Brown? I probably would if I had the depth, yes. If this makes your lineup horrible, like you're plugging in trash to replace some of these guys, if this is depth and you can replace it, then I absolutely take the bigger, better player. Now is the time to consolidate and push all your chips into the lineup if you can. Kupp or MHJ going forward. Kupp by quite a bit, and I love MHJ, but Kupp for sure. Trade MHJ, Hunt for JT and Hopkins. I would take JT and Hopkins and run. That's not even close, bro. Hopkins is losing, or I'm sorry, Hunt is losing a lot of his work. 8 and 3 have Josh Allen, Brees, Mixon, DK, Nico, McBride, MHJ. 2 trade offers. First is Mixon and MHJ for Kupp and Pacheco. I'd rather have Mixon and MHJ by a country mile. And that's no knock on Pacheco or Kupp. I love those guys. But MHJ is closer to Pacheco, if not equal, and Mixon's way above Kupp. Unfortunately for the Kupp owners out there who we love Kupp, we would, or I shouldn't say unfortunately, I would just mean like the reality of the situation is Mixon's maybe the 1, 2, 3, or 4 overall player right now. Next is Brees and Devontae Smith for K9. You take Brees and Devontae Smith over K9 in a millisecond, man. That's not even close, Irvin. That's like one of the worst. Look, as much as I love K9 right now, you're getting a massive steal on that Brees Hall side of this trade. I have Mahomes, Hall, HN, Monty, MHJ, D-Hop, Puka, Higgins. Good team. Do I drop someone for AR5? Mahomes versus Pittsburgh Week 17. AR5 as the New York Giants. Good looking out and looking ahead. I don't think you could drop anybody here, though. I guess you drop if you've got Wright. I'd probably drop Wright or Braylon Allen. I'd probably drop Wright. Because Mostert's still in the picture, I think that's the drop. That's the one to do. Nice looking out. Good, preemptive skills there. Smitty, bye week Blues over here with Allen and Burrow out. Pick up DeVito, Javonte Williams, or Christian Watson to start at Superflex. I'd probably say give me Christian Watson, my boy. Unless DeVito and your QB scoring is crazy, and DeVito's going to outscore Watson even last week's score, production, then I obviously would go DeVito, but I'm going to go Watson. Trade JT and tank for Nico and Pacheco. I would take Nico and Pacheco pretty easily. I love JT, but Pacheco can hang, and Nico outpaces Tank by quite a bit. So that's an easy call, David. A really easy call. This one from Dylan. Dylan, appreciate you. HM Monty at running back. I got CD, Cup, Evans, Devontae Adams, and Jaden Reed for my receiving core. Trade Monty plus a wide receiver, or hold in case Evans lingers. I don't think I'd rather keep Monty. I don't think I'm trading Monty and a wide receiver for. I think Evans is going to be fine. I think you got to bank on that. Am I trading like Monty and Adams for an upgrade at running back, like going to Brees Hall, going to Bijan? Yes, I will. And I like Monty. Monty's steady, so don't get rid of him for anybody. I mean, like upgrade. Adams. If Adams gets you that, I don't even think Adams will, but you could try. That's the only thing I'm looking to do. Got Bijan Pitts for Monty Ferguson. I'd rather have Bijan and Pitts by a country mile. Trade Hill for who? Hill for Evans. Hill for Hill and something for Bijan on a buy. Hill for Neighbors straight up. Hill for Pacheco and something. Hill for MHJ. Maybe straight up, or maybe you get something. Hill and something small for Nico, or Hill for Nico straight up. Those are all moves I would easily make, I think, right now for Hill, just because Hill has that risk of what if the risk gets worse and they are not fighting for anything and they just send him to surgery. Hold, sell, buy. I have CMC Kyron. I would explore selling CMC high, but bro, you got to get Bijan, Brees Hall, at least one of those guys, or I'm just going to hold and ride it out. Kyron, I'm not selling Kyron at all. I think people panicking Kyron is hilarious. Geno, May, or AR5 this week. I think I'd probably go AR5. I think he's got tons of upside, bro. AR5 for me. Bijan and BT for Chase Brown, Reed, and London. I would rather have Chase Brown, Reed, and London, I think, by a hair. Well, you know what? Scratch it. I'm going Bijan and BT if you can afford this bye week. But you got Chase Brown on a bye too, though. Bijan and BT. I think BT bounces back. Give me Bijan BT. I changed my mind. I'm sorry if I hesitated there. It's close enough. Obviously, I'm hesitating, but trading for London in earlier question. I am trading for London. Shane, you got to ask it again. I don't have the other question here anymore. I'll put it here aside. I'll try and come back around, but just re-ask the question. If I miss something or there's something you want me to clarify, it doesn't help me to have that information. 12-man league, 8-3, wide receivers, AJB, London, Evans, Hill, Debo, running backs, Cook, Monty, QB, Kyler. Should I trade London, Hill, Debo, Cook, and Kyler for Hurts? This is a huge trade, bro. Kyler, should I trade London, Hill, Debo, Cook, and Kyler for Hurts, Jefferson, Ramondre, Ridley? Hurts, Jefferson, Ramondre, Ridley. Kyler, London, Hill, Debo, Cook. Oh, my God. I guess I say London, Hill, Debo, Cook. I take the Jefferson Hurts side. But I think I'm trying to make other moves. But Hurts is maybe the number one, number two quarterback fantasy-wise. Jefferson's top 5 wide receiver. I think this other batch of players is a lot of risk and question marks. It might be more talented in a way, but I don't think yeah, that's tough. Try and make another trade, I suppose. Shane, maybe you didn't ask that question. Maybe I haven't gotten your question yet, too. Let me see if Shane has. I think I already got the Shane's question. Shane, I'm going to have to come back to it. But, guys, make sure you don't just add something in a super chat. Your question's long gone. I'd have to get out of these screens, so that I will do it. I'm not going to leave you hanging, but you're going to go last because I can't get out of all these screens. You got to re-ask the question. First seed by luck. Looking week 16-17. Mahomes, CMC, Gibbs, Jamar, Pickens, and Njoku, MHA. Could trade Chuba for a second. Chuba only depth. Do I trade Benson for Hopkins for a final push? Benson's got some good dynasty value though, bro. I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess if you could win a lot of cash money, yeah. But I don't know. A second, I'd rather hold on to Chuba. I don't think I would trade Chuba for a second round pick, bro. Unless this is a second redraft. Like if this is a dynasty question, like hold on to Chuba. He's signed a new contract. But if this is like a redraft league, a weird league, you're not describing accurately, J-Buck or something, then you get a second round redraft pick, then of course I would do it. But I don't know. I'd take Hopkins if I'm winning cash money, my boy. That's the only way I'm doing that. Okay, this one from Llama. Appreciate you. 12-team PPR, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex. Was offered Hunter Henry, MHJ for my B-Rob Jr., DJ Moore. Have Kyler. Okay, offered Hunter Henry, MHJ for my B-Rob and DJ Moore. I'd take MHJ Henry. I would. I think that's a good side of this trade. Banking on MHJ, I'm fine with it. I love MHJ going forward. I'm 100% on board with that. Alex, appreciate you. Just traded Worthy, Kelsey, Tracy for HN and Chubb. Worthy, Kelsey, Tracy. I could get behind that. I'd rather have HN. Hill, Evans, Brooks. I will make any moves or roll with this team. I'd probably say I like what you got here. JD5, Tua, Cup, Hill, Evans, Reed, Gibbs, Hall, HN. Your running backs are phenomenal. I guess you explore like a Hill and Reed or a Hill and Evans for like one JJ, type player. Evans and Hill would be hard to give up for JJ, but you know what I'm saying, like a 2-for-2 maybe. But Hill and Reed, or if he needs a tight end, whoever needs a tight end, Brooks is not tradable. Mason's not tradable. Njoku potentially tradable. I mean, he's got good value, but really your team looks fire, bro. JD5 upgraded into, a top 3 QB using Hill is an opportunity. You throw Reed into the lineup, but I think it really comes down to Evans and Reed or Hill and Reed. I don't know that I'd do Evans and Hill for one wide receiver, and they're not that many. It's like JJ, St. Brown. That's pretty much all. That trade you made is good, though. I like it. I definitely, Smitty, approve the trade. Smitty, I have Bowers and Taysom Hill. I traded Tyreek and Taysom for A.J. Brown. I traded Tyreek and Taysom for A.J. Brown. Yeah, I mean, you have Bowers. It's a good move. I probably would do it. I definitely would do it, actually. That's a good move. It's hard to say, like, Tyreek is trash or he can't be as good as AJB because he could, but I take AJB. 9-2. 9-2. Hurts, Hall, Barkley, Nico, Cup, McBride, Evans, Hill, Hopkins. I have an extra receiver, and one guy has Chase and Kyron. What should I do, Hall or Kyron? I mean, Hall's going to cost you less. Kyron's going to probably be a little more expensive, but they might still both be pretty attainable. I just don't know that it's going to be that easy to trade for him. I mean, wait, hold on. Hurts, Hall. You have Hall. Hall or Kyron. You're saying swap Hall or Kyron, I guess, is what you're trying to say. I'd rather have Kyron. I love both of them, though, bro, but I'd rather have Kyron. I'd rather have both. Why not just get both? Can we do both? Can we do Evans and Hill for Kyron? Can we do Hopkins and Hill, Evans and Hill for Kyron? That's what I'm doing. Guys chasing Kyron. Jamar Chase. I definitely give Hill and Evans for Chase. You're 9-2 though, bro, for a reason. Like, you don't make any dumb moves. Like, you're either getting that kind of deal or you're not getting anything. You're hanging tight. Traded Walker and MHJ for Bijan and Devontae Smith. I'd rather have Bijan and Devontae Smith. That's pretty solid. I like that a lot. This here, thoughts on Pickens going forward. I think he's pretty good, but he could be inconsistent, but like he's still going to produce maybe wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 2 value. I don't think he's wide receiver 1, but I definitely like him. I'm starting him every week if I've got him. But if he's extra, he's an attractive trade piece. Like, you put a running back with that, you can get a JJ right now on the cheap. This one's from Guam. Appreciate you. 10-man full PPR. Josh Allen, Lamb, Dell, Kyron, Achan. Moves. I probably would say with this squad, I'm tempted to try and trade Lamb off of a decent day. I love your running backs. I'm not touching the RBs. I don't know, bro. If you could get rid of Lamb and get like Neighbors, it'd be intriguing. If you could get maybe a MHJ and Pacheco or something like that for Lamb, I don't think you would, but you could try. Hopkins and Pacheco, like something along the lines of 2 players like that, just to diversify a bit and get a player that probably could be as good as Lamb anyway. You know, Evans for Lamb straight up, I probably would do that. But Lamb is the only piece I want to move. I like the rest of your team. Keep it as is. Don't mess too much around with it. Just try and maybe move Lamb around for players like Neighbors or Evans, or you get 2 players, like I said, MHJ and Pacheco. 2 players in that would make sense. Debo, Jennings, or JSN. I go Jennings right now. I love JSN. I like Debo still. I'm not running from Debo, but I definitely think Jennings is looking locked in. Herbert or Mayfield. Probably Herbert right now, my broski. Probably the Herbster. Trade Gibbs, Judy for Kamara and MHJ. I would take... Damn, bro. I'd probably take... Jeez. If Judy's your starter, I'd probably say Kamara and MHJ by a hair. If you have another player other than Judy, like, this isn't telling the story. You have Mooney, you have JSN or somebody. I'm keeping Gibbs. You'd have to need to make that move. David, appreciate you. 5 and 6, JD5, Kyron, JT, Cup, BTJ, McBride, Tank, Waddle. My wide receiver 2 and flex are weak. Move JT, BTJ, and Waddle for Connor and CD, or JT plus BT for Nico. JT plus BT for Nico, that's too much. Connor, let's see. JT, BT, Waddle for Connor and CD. I'd rather have... I'm not doing any of those trades. Nico, let's see. JT, BT for Nico and Pacheco. I'm sorry. Yes, I do that one. JT and BT for Nico and Pacheco. I do that trade. I like Pacheco and Nico more than JT and BTJ. That's a good trade, David. I like that one a lot. Sorry, I didn't see the Pacheco on the second line there. Drop Dell or Downs for Judy. Worried about Dell or Downs for Judy. I mean, if you want to drop like Downs for Judy, I'm okay with that. I wouldn't drop Dell. Worried about Richardson and Collins taking over. Yeah, I would definitely be okay with Downs for Judy, but I wouldn't do it. I'm not a big fan of Judy. I think Judy's not somebody I'm all that worried about. Let me see if I could get Shane's question in real quick. Let me see if I can find Shane's question. Shane, where you at? Shane, here we go. Yo, I have Neighbors, MHJ, JSN, Ridley. I got offered Reed and Ridley or JSN for London. Do you think that's a good trade? I am trading for London in an earlier question. Didn't I answer this question, though? I got offered Reed and a Ridley for JSN and London. Reed. I answered it. I got offered Reed and Ridley or JSN for London. I said I'd rather have London. I don't know what I didn't clarify. I think you just think I answered it. Sometimes I answer it, Shane, in a way that no matter how you ask it, you're going to get the right answer rather than go yes or no and then I misread it or you miswrite it. So, I mean, it doesn't change anything whether you're getting them or not. London is the better call. Shane, appreciate you. I'm sorry if I didn't grab that right away. This one here from Jack. Love your show. Crypto to the moon, says Jack. Jack, appreciate you. G-Men says Dobbins and Debo for what upgrade wide receiver? Evans, Neighbors, Collins, MHJ and something maybe. Maybe Thomas Jr. and something. Like you do some sort of creative 2-for-2. Hopkins and something. G-Men. But I definitely think, St. Brown, Collins, Neighbors, Evans, those all fit the bill. G-Men, appreciate you dropping the super chat, my boy. This one's from Bathroom Cake. Okay. Would you trade Dobbins for MHJ? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Give me MHJ, baby. One flex PPR, Jennings, Hopkins, Debo, Bucky. Go Jennings right now. He just looks like he's absolutely on a tear. $20 hauler from T-Bone jumps the line straight to the front. $20 haulers get immediate attention. This boy knows what he's doing. Let me see if I can put Denny on hold here. Denny, hold tight for me real quick. Denny, just mute it, please. I'll be right with you. Okay, mute it. No sounds, Denny, mute it. $20 hauler. I'm 6-5. PPR double flex. Josh Allen, Acham, Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Dobbs, Bateman, Kittle, Taysom Hill. I need to make a move as to make the playoffs. Okay, I think this team's really good. The only thing I'm tempted to move is maybe out of the Garrett Wilson game. I don't know what you could really get, to be honest with you, other than go after another doubted player. A guy like Neighbors makes some sense, and I honestly would do that trade straight up personally. I think getting rid of Kittle for another wide receiver like MHJ or potentially Evans would also do the trick. You do two moves like that, or if you kept Garrett Wilson and did just the one move, got rid of Kittle, banked on Taysom Hill, you're just going to have to make a move like that, T-Bone. Kittle is your way out of that situation, and I think he could get you a handsome return if you make the right trade. And the wide receivers like Evans and Neighbors and MHJ are all there for the taking on the buy low list, so easily you could get one of those guys, I think. Send away Flowers and Andrews for Chuba and Evans. I would take Chuba and Evans. Do I sell Chuba? I would maybe consider it, but I wouldn't just give them away. Like Chuba and Adams for a Collins, Chuba and Adams for a Jefferson, Chuba for Neighbors straight up or something like that. I definitely would consider moves like that to help improve my team. I like it. Good job. 8-3, make moves. I'd probably say with this squad with AR5 and Hall and Henry. Man, that's good. Henry Hall, AR5. Your wide receivers are Jamar Chase. Put Jamar Chase first. Why would putting JMO before Jamar Chase? That really annoys me. Put some respect on Jamar Chase's name. JMO Chase. It makes your team look worse, ET. I'm evaluating your team. And I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm saying this team got JMO as the number one wide receiver, and it affects me. Chase, JMO, Ridley, BT. Like the team. I like the team, bro. I'm going to tell you, look, AR5 sneaky, too. It's risky, but it's sneaky. It's super flex. You got Kirko and AR5. I don't think I'm trading anything. I don't want to trade Henry. I don't want to trade Hall. I don't want to trade Chase. I don't think there's much else to move. BT can't be sold. McBride, maybe. Maybe you roll with Ertz, or you see if Taysom's out there. You try and find another Jonnu Smith, and then you can maybe move McBride for an Evans or for Neighbors, and then you just get that one extra piece. ET, that's the only move I'm making with this team. It's a phenomenal squad. I love it. Put some respect on Chase's name next time, but absolutely like the team, and that's the only thing I'm looking at. Send Tyreek, Debo, Bucky, Kraft for Bowers and K9. That is tough. I'd probably say negative on that. I'd bank on Debo and Tyreek bouncing back more than I bet on K9 hanging with only Bowers on that side of the fence. That's just not, there's not a lot of upside there on that other side. I'm going to say no. 12 team 5-6, Mahomes, Kyron, Gibbs, Kupp, Dell, Kincaid. Look at this squad. I feel like I need a better wide receiver too. I could agree with that. Mooney's crafty though. I'd probably say though, what are you going to do? Get rid of Kyron, Gibbs, Mahomes, or Kupp? I mean, I'm not doing that unless I trade Kupp for Evans and Pacheco, or I get, let's say, Kupp for Neighbors and Pacheco, or I get a running back around the Pacheco territory. Even if it was Tracy and maybe Tracy and Evans for Kupp, maybe something like that. If you feel like that can put you over the edge, I'd contemplate that. But I don't know. Tracy's iffy. I think Pacheco's the right player. I don't know if there's any other running backs that you could get that would make sense for that. But that's the only way I would maybe trade that team, because there's nothing else to trade. $20 hauler from Aaron, dropping a 20 wad, going to Mars. To Mars. Hey, Denny, give me a live $20 hauler. Go.
$20 holler.
Thank you. I love the live reaction. Denny, keep it short. Don't interrupt me the whole time. Keep it just short little interruptions. It's very spaced out. My JK for Metcalf and Connor. I'd probably say give me Metcalf and Connor by a country mile, right? Already did it. I can handle the truth. Yeah, I mean, JK's solid, but Metcalf alone is worth this trade, and Connor alone could be argued worth this trade. You crushed on the trade. Needed a running back. What, Denny?
I'm muted.
Okay. First place by 2 games, needed a running back. I like it. And looking at your squad, not much that you need to really. I get. Let's see here. You got lost JJ. You lost JJ. Now my team is Lamar, Metcalf, JSM, Monty, Connor. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, Aaron. It feels like you might need something, but I don't know what you can really trade at this point. If you lost JJ, how did you lose
There's
JJ?
always next year, Darren. There's always next year.
Yeah, Aaron. I don't know who you lost JJ for, but I mean, hey, Monty and Connor, Lamar, Metcalf. Hopefully it all comes together. I don't know what else you could even trade though, like in terms of a sell high or something. I think you got to just bank on these guys doing well. Aaron, appreciate your super chat. Appreciate it.
Rob.
6 and 4. Hertz, Kyron, Achan, Bucky, Braylon, Bigsby, Cup, Neighbors, Worthy, Otten. Trade Otten or Hawkinson to try and keep the running backs, keep the quarterback, try and upgrade maybe your wide receiver 3. That's all you need. Otten or Hawkinson with Worthy. Maybe you use Bigsby. Maybe the Connor owner wants Benson. And I'm just trying to get one wide receiver. But you might have to go cheap because I don't know that Otten or Hawkinson is going to get you a big dog. It can't get you a Nico. Probably can't get you an Evans. Maybe get you a Neighbors. Maybe get you a Hopkins. Maybe get you a McLaurin. Maybe get you a Thomas. And Thomas, I think, is going to be sneaky down the stretch, in my opinion. I think he's going to be quite sneaky. Top Gun says, I'm 5 and 6, and I have Likely and Pitts. Do I try and trade Pitts and Coleman for Kittle? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Kittle's banged up, but that's a good move. That's a very strong move. I mean, Justin Jefferson for Metcalf and Connor. No, let's see, no. I don't. Just because I feel a little bit shaky about Metcalf's value by a hair. Like, I would say keep Jefferson. He's a bigger... He's your only stud. You get rid of him. If I trade Jefferson, I want like Pacheco and Collins, or I want Bijan and BTJ or something. I still want a guy that you could take in the top 12 overall, like Bijan or someone like Nico or something like that with an extra player. I don't think DK and Connor, they're too far down. You need one of them to be lingering around the top 12. Trade A.J. Brown for Jonathan Taylor and Kyle Pitts. I could get behind that, yeah. Smitty approved that with your team and your situation. Big H says, what move do you suggest I try and make 6th place? Kyler, Saquon, Tracy, Neighbors, Puka, Higgins. I'd probably say, even though Swift has been doing good, I would sell high if I could. I keep Neighbors and Puka and Higgins, and I just roll with that as my wide receivers, and I try and upgrade Swift using Tracy or Pitts. It is what it is. You go light on Kraft, and you try and see if Kraft can bring home the bacon for you. I know we had a nothing burger week last week, but Pitts is your way out of maybe not trading one of the bigger guns. So Swift and Pitts. I mean, honestly, I'd trade Swift for Pacheco. I would trade Swift and Pitts for Bijan, obviously. Probably not going to get that. JT, probably not going to get that, but you try. And, worst comes to worst, I'm trying to trade Swift into Pacheco, who I think is going to get tons of volume. He's going to get that Kareem Hunt volume, but he's going to do it a little bit better. Should I trade Lamb for Terry or London? In a keeper, I would say no. In a keeper, hell no. If this is a redraft, you said keep. I think you just mean like keep in general. If it's in redraft, I'd rather have London, then Terry, then Lamb in that order. just because I fear Lamb not finishing the year or something a little more. Not the guarantee, but just a little bit more. And then this last super chat, Carbon Coded, appreciate you, 7-4, make moves, 10 team, Kyler, Mahomes, Knicks, Cup, London, MHJ, CMC, Achan, Mixon. No. Can't trade CMC even for pennies. No. You keep this team. You keep this team. You got Mixon, Achan. You gamble on CMC with this team. You've got Cup. You've got London. You've got Mahomes. You've got Knicks coming on strong. You've got Kyler. Unless you could trade one of those quarterbacks to upgrade CMC, if you could try again using the quarterback, maybe that gets it done, into like something safer like Kyron, whatever. Or you're trading maybe London into Nico or JJ using a quarterback. You're standing down.
Alert. Stand down order in it.
Denny, you're live. What can I do for you?
Stand down. Stand down.
Yes, sir.
Smitty, I have a confession to make.
What is the confession, Denny?
I'm in a league with my Uncle Richie.
Uh-huh.
And might have been about 2-3 weeks ago. I traded I gave him Kareem Hunt because I had Pacheco, and then I took him for a first round. Knowing that I had to get Pacheco back.
Nice job, Denny. Nice job, Denny. Nice job, Denny. Hold on. Denny, call back in just a little bit. Call back in a little bit, okay? Okay. I got to get to this stuff. Call back in a little bit. Corey says start Knicks, Goff, or Purdy. We're gonna go with. Look. Goff was on fire though. I'm gonna go Knicks. I'm gonna go Bo Knicks. Am I right? Right? Wrong? No? Chase Brown? Can I get a vote on this? Are we going Knicks or are we gonna go with Goff? That's a tough call. That's a real tough call. Let me see who's home and away. Just give me a little bit of an edge on predicting this. Schedule. Man. So, all these teams on a bye are brutal. Just absolutely brutal. What's everybody saying here? Knicks. We got Knicks. Knicks is pretty much winning the vote, bro. Denver's also at LV. It doesn't matter if they're at LV or at home. This is a great matchup for Knicks. I'm not saying the Colts at home or in Indy. Detroit at Indy isn't good as well, but I think you got to go Knicks. Knicks is a pretty good play here. Then pick 2, Devontae Smith, Hopkins, JSN, or Sutton. I'd probably say, look, Sutton's not bad in this matchup either. I keep going away from Sutton. Maybe it's time to go toward the light. Devontae Smith is always a tough sit, though. You know, you never know when he's going to go bonkers or do anything unbelievable. He's capable of it. It is at LAR. Man, I'm probably going to say, geez. Chat, who we going here? We going Sutton, Hopkins, JSN, Devontae Smith, pick 2. I guess I would go Hopkins and Devontae Smith for safety. If you wanted to swing big with crazy risk but huge upside, but the risk is heavy, JSN and Sutton. The Lions kicker or Tucker. Probably a Lions kicker right now, my bro, until Tucker proves himself. Can I get a vote on the JSN and Sutton or Devontae Smith and Hopkins? It's weird because I want to go one or the other extreme, you know. Trade Chase Brown and CD for Kyron and Tracy. I'd take Kyron and Tracy. But it's close. CD just worries me a little bit. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate you. We got a nice little Denny Spalding dropping a 20. Denny, call back in. Look at Denny knows how to get onto my good side. He really does. Denny drops a $20 hauler of a pear emoji bouncing. And there's a big heart on it. Denny, call in. Denny, call in with a ponytail on it. Denny's dropping $20 haulers. Unbelievable, Denny. Unbelievable. He knows how to wiggle his way right back into the fold. Denny's been doing this a while. McBride and Brooks for Bowers. I would take, I would take probably Bowers. I think Bowers is just an absolute monster. I don't know that Brooks does much for me. Denny, phone lines are open. Phone lines are open for you, pal. Phone lines are open for you. Phone lines are open for anybody.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in, dial in, dial in. We got another $2 super chat coming in strong here. Who's this from? This is from Jaime. Appreciate you, Jaime. Dropping a super chat wad on screen here. Give up Neighbors, Kelsey, Jacobs for Bijan McBride. That's actually pretty damn close. Man, give up Neighbors, Kelsey, Jacobs, Bijan McBride. I'd probably say if you've got turn the show down in the background, whoever that is. Kelsey, Jacobs, and Neighbors for Bijan McBride. I'm probably gonna roll with. Damn, I guess if you can't afford the bye week, I maybe lean toward that Jacobs, Kelsey, Neighbors side. And if you need the depth, I mean, that's pretty damn good. Kelsey McBride, if we took Kelsey McBride out, which I think you can do, and say that's a wash, I'm not saying that I don't have my pick there, then you're like Neighbors and Jacobs versus Bijan. Like, that's solid. I love Bijan, but that is solid. You know what? I'd probably take the Neighbors, Kelsey, Jacobs side. That is a really, really tough trade to evaluate, though. It also depends on if you've got somebody that like can go in. Like, if you're taking Bijan and McBride, but you have somebody on your bench that is nice, then I guess I would lean Bijan McBride, because then you have a better lineup. But if you could use all three of these players, Neighbors, Kelsey, Jacobs, and your lineup is better, then you got to make the trade, Jaime. That's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one. All right, Denny, I'm sorry about the hanging up. I had to clear these super chats off. Denny, what could I do for you? And appreciate the $20 sticker, bro.
No problem. You've been hanging up on me for years.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Just don't ever take it personally.
Don't take it personally.
All right, Denny, real quickly, I need quicker answers, though. That's the flow of the show. We got to keep it moving. Hit me with something. You got 20.
I'm sorry.
No, you got.
Now I'm your little puppet.
Yeah, you got 10 seconds to make a point, and then I'm gonna have you hold. You're not gonna hang up. You're gonna hold, and I'm gonna go around the phone line. So go ahead, Denny. You're first. Go ahead. 10 seconds.
The man. I don't know. I always say it. Stick with JMO. Please, everything you ever do, take Joe Mixon and everything you do.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Denny, great commentary. Great commentary. All right, Denny, hang tight. Let me get these. Let me get around the horn here. You can definitely do small. Yeah, go ahead.
JK, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Denny, I like the small micro additions, but very small. Where you're like, that's fine, spaced out. Okay.
So you just like Denny in doses.
Yeah, doses. Like maybe a little people talking, and then we don't hear you from
I get it. Okay, I'm gonna mute out.
All right, Marco, you're live. Go ahead, Marco.
Hey, Smitty. I got a couple trades I want to go over with you. So last night I did that A.J. Brown trade for C.D. Lamb. This morning I traded Devontae Smith and Jacoby Myers for Malik Neighbors. What do you think of that one?
D. Smith and Myers for Neighbors? I like that.
Yeah, that was this morning.
Yeah.
And then so I just got an offer for...
I like that. I believe in Neighbors. Okay, what's your other one?
Yeah. I just got an offer for T. Higgins for McLaurin.
Woo, that one's tough because Higgins looks good right now. And he's playing for money. He's playing for a contract. And man, Joe Burrow and him were cooking. We're cooking.
Exactly.
I'm
just worried about him going down again. McLaurin's been pretty consistent just for that.
Yeah, but I probably would say, Chad, am I wrong for liking T. Higgins right now over McLaurin? I don't think I'm wrong. I think it is what it is. You got to adjust and adapt. I'm gonna.
That's how I feel. And that's why I'm going. Because I like T. Higgins a lot too, but I've been kind of on him about Terry McLaurin. for other people, and then he sent me the T. Higgins for McLaurin. So
I want my little T. Give me a little T. Give me little T. Higgins. It doesn't mean I don't love McLaurin, but there's more opportunity here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and smash.
You've just been Smitty approved.
We'll see you later, Marco. Thank you. Good question. Rob from New Jersey.
Smitty, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Are you starting at this point someone like Bucky over Pollard?
I guess. Do I have to start either? I like Bucky. I like Bucky a little more. Bucky they like a lot, and when he's on, but he can vanish.
Yeah, and then are you on the Watson train? Like a good waiver wire pickup?
Yeah. We got Watson on the waiver wire here. Let me throw the waiver board up. This is the waiver board. Watson's right up there.
How about Thielen?
Actually, you know,
Thielen, he's coming back.
Let's put Watson up. No, I'm not feeling Thielen. No thanks.
I'm not feeling Watson off Thielen.
I like Watson. I moved Watson up a touch. There you go. Yeah, Watson's good. Look, Watson at 150 yards. You know, what more could he do? He's always had promise. It's just does he get hurt? You know, in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
It took him too long to do that.
All right, Rob. Appreciate you. Later, Rob. Call back if you got another one. Yeah, that's tough. Murph says, where do you rank J-Mo rest of season? Solid flex, wide receiver 3, question mark. This guy loves J-Mo. Denny loves J-Mo. Denny, take it away.
Who just said they love J-Mo?
You. Yeah, this guy Murph just super chatted $2. He says, where do you rank J-Mo moving forward? This question's for you.
Murph, that's an Irish name. Okay, so he's from the Boston area. Murph, they're Murph to the moon. I'm telling you, everybody eats in Detroit. To the moon. You guys don't even know. It's the same thing as Swift against Monty. Monty against
Hit that
Swift.
Subscribe button if you're new.
I'm on Raw. Everybody eats. Gossip man. Murph, keep doing your thing, sweetie. Okay?
You heard Denny. You heard Denny. He's telling you, Murph. He's telling you to do it live. Is what he's telling you to do.
Oh, get him, boy. Oh, J-Mo all day. Don't stick with your guns. Now it's your time to shine, sweetie.
Yeah.
You better get it, man. Stick with it.
Yeah, definitely stick with it.
I'm going to mute myself, all right, Smitty?
All right, thank you, Denny. Appreciate you. So you heard it there. Denny, you couldn't have got better advice from anybody, I think, on that question. As far as, I don't know if you want my opinion, Murph, but I would just say, J-Mo, what did I tell everybody before week 11 kicked off? Get J-Mo in your lineups. J-Mo's going to explode. Laporta was out. It was a clear J-Mo game. J-Mo had 100 yards and a touchdown. J-Mo looked fantastic. J-Mo can win leagues. But what do I also say? J-Mo's a head case, so at any moment, this guy could get raptured from the NFL. That's no doubt about that. I don't know about don't worry about it, as Denny said. That's future. That's in the future. Don't worry about that. You just put J-Mo in your lineup. He's more than a wide receiver 3. He was one of the biggest steals of the week. All right, let's go over to Joe from Chicago. Poor guy with Caleb and the Bears. Joe, go ahead.
Yeah. First things first, I am not a Bears fan, bro.
Oh, good for you.
I don't blame you.
Good for you.
But I want a couple things I want to run by you. So I executed a trade like just before week 11 kicked off.
All right, hit me with it.
I want to know what you think of it. So I sent over B-Rob, Tillman, and Bucky, and I got Brees.
Yeah.
I want to know what you think about that.
Yeah, I think you took advantage of Grandma.
Grandma. That's what I thought. I was like, looking at B-Rob's rest of the season. But
don't worry about it.
All right, that's the first thing.
As Denny says.
Second thing, so I know we spoke yesterday a little bit about the trade. So I'm going over one with my cousin right now, and I'm thinking about sending over Debo and Powers or McBride, just kind of whichever one he picks. And he has Puka that he might be willing to give up. What do you think about that?
So you got McBride and Bowers. You got the extra tight end. Yes, you do this trade. This is a great trade. It sucks. It is what it is. Could this side rebound for him? Yes, it could. He could definitely. I'd probably keep Bowers if I could, but like you said, you almost have to let him pick his poison. But McBride, I'd probably trade McBride and Debo. This could serve him very well. He could end up winning the trade, but I think at the end of the day, your lineup still goes up.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just
Keep Debo. Keep Debo.
I'm thinking about that too, because he might go off this week.
I mean, I do like Debo still, but I think I'd take Puka. All right, Joe, appreciate you. Later. Anthony from Georgia, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. This is a pretty tough one. Should I start Mahomes at Carolina this week or Bo Nix at Vegas? It's pretty tough.
It is very tough.
Mahomes. Always stop Mahomes no matter what.
That's so tough, bro. That's.
No matter what, stop Mahomes.
All right, hold on, Denny. I think, chat, vote on this one. The problem is we've got the Bo Nix buzz that's overpowering right now. I'm not saying it's not worthy or worth it, but it's gonna be hard to fight anybody against this right now. Like you take a vote, you take a poll. The Knicks buzz is through the roof, but it's justified. It's warranted. This is a guy I said was going to be better than Caleb Williams pre NFL draft, post NFL draft.
I agree.
Love Bo Nix.
I agree. And then there's another one.
Hey, hold on. Let me finish answer. Let me give you your answer. I think at the end of the day, Knicks is safer. Knicks is safer right now, and I'm a big Mahomes guy. This is safer. Does Mahomes have the ability to have the 4 or 5 touchdown game? He certainly does. They're both going up against great situations for it. They both could explode. But Knicks is on fire. Yeah, Knicks is on fire. I'd probably roll with Knicks in this one for safety, but damn, bro. I love both these guys this week. These guys are fantastic.
I started him over Mahomes last week, and I went by 10, and he was the reason why I won, so... Yeah, it was a tough decision, but
yeah.
And then, this next one, what about AR5 over Stroud at the Superflex? I mean,
okay, so the natural. I mean, Stroud had 0 touchdowns in Week 11. Denny, I know he had a 76-yard touchdown callback, but he still had 0 touchdowns. Didn't matter, 0. So until he bounces back, give me the guy that had 3 touchdowns last week. I'm not saying that Stroud won't get back to form. Like had Nico and him connected, officially on that 76-yard touchdown that was called back, if that was in the books, might have been a totally different game. Might have been a 3-4 TD game for Stroud. And let's not forget in Week 10, Stroud was back for the second half, or first half, right? No, it was first or second. I'm blanking. For one half of football, first half, yeah, one half of football, he played well, and then he fell apart. That's right, in Week 10. So we haven't seen him return.
He's home against Tennessee, and then AR5 is home against Detroit.
Yeah, I probably say give me AR5 this week until Stroud proves it.
Yeah, it's just a tough match.
Denny's disagreeing with me on everything. Denny, let's go over to Denny and see what Denny thinks. Denny, why are you thinking Stroud?
Because Stroud's going to prove it. He's going to zip a couple of Tank Towel and
good point.
And Nico. Hopefully. And you know what? Stroud's not going to say, "Hey, I'm a little tired, coach." Stroud's not going to get benched. Everyone's happy. Smitty loves the R5. He's loved him forever because he's got a cannon of an arm. But you know what? He's not going to happen again.
Okay.
Go with what you know, sweetie, all right?
All right. Thank you, Denny. Nick says Purdy or AR5. I'm going to go AR5 in this question as well, but I think Purdy is a decent play. For sure, and I think trust your gut on that. But he's banged up. He's questionable right now. Probably will play, but also keep in mind there's other injuries. Bosa's out. This game could fall apart a little bit. Kittle, we'll see if Kittle returns. There's whenever there's missing pieces, Brock turns into not a pumpkin, but he turns into something that's not his normal self. My Lamb and Kamara for his JJ. I would rather have Lamb and Kamara. That's too much to give away. You're treating Lamb like he's nothing. Kamara and JJ are arguable in their own right. That I don't know. Is that a take a lap question? Or no?
I think it's a take a lap.
Is it take a lap?
It's a take a lap answer. Can
All
I
right.
say that? 'Cause who's throwing it to Lamb now? This guy.
Look at Denny going against everything I'm saying. Everything I'm saying.
Smitty, take a lap.
You know what? Denny, he needs to take a lap for the question. Let me put the question back up because I think this is too much. And number two, you're going to take a lap too for just absolutely disagreeing with everything I'm saying. And for those of you that don't know, I have a new take a lap button. I've contemplated over the last handful of months that we need a bigger take a lap button. We have the normal take a lap button. This is for normal situations. This is normal.
All right.
That's normal. That's normal. Here is the big boy take a lap. This is when we have a dire situation on our hands.
Not for me. Is this for me?
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back.
That's when dire situations call for dire take a lap moments. That when you screw up big, you're getting sent out to the fields. All right, let me go around the phone line real quickly. We've got Joe from Missouri. Joe, you're live.
Hey, I had a couple trade-offs today. I had a trade-off for Garrett Wilson, and it was Garrett Wilson, Aaron Jones for Breece Hall.
Garrett Wilson, Aaron Jones for Breece Hall. It's arguable, but I'd probably take. Travis, try calling again. For some reason, I can't add you. I'd probably take Breece Hall. I would take Breece Hall.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'll also have one other trade-off. It was
Go ahead. What?
It was Chase Brown and Brian Thomas Jr. for Kenneth Walker.
Oh God.
Kenneth Walker all day.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap.
Bro, read that back to me one more time. You're trading our boy Chase Brown. First of all, Denny, you couldn't be more wrong today. Everything out of your mouth is wrong. Everything out of your mouth is wrong.
It was for Chase Brown. I had Kenneth Walker.
Sorry, Smitty. It's how I feel.
But you said for Kenneth Walker. You're wording that backwards. You're wording it backwards. Okay, so so you get Chase Brown. Okay.
Chase Brown, and I'll also get Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay.
And I'm trading away Kenneth Walker.
Okay. Yes. I mean, as much as I love Walker, bro, this is an easy peasy trade. It's you go get the two players. I mean, look, Chase Brown's way better than Walker right now. Way better. It's not even close. It's not even close. And Denny, for the fact that my boy Denny's even on the phone line trying to perpetuate that you should be making this trade for Walker or holding Walker is just a absolute travesty.
Smitty, I'm sorry.
Take a big lap.
I'm sorry.
What are we doing?
Right, I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah. All right. My Lamb and Kamara first, JJ. Again, Brett, you better go get Kamara and I'm sorry, you better keep Kamara and Lamb. It's too much. And traded Swift and Pitts for Pacheco and Jacoby. Traded Swift Swift and Pitts for Pacheco and Jacoby. You could make arguments, but yeah, I want Pacheco. Dexter, we're talking about that. Overpaying a little bit is fine. This right here, run a mile, Lamb and Kamara for JJ. No, says Rise. This one here says Higgins or MHJ. I think Higgins is safer right now. I love MHJ, but he's a buy low. Higgins is balling. You know, he looks fantastic. And then this $5 hauler from Augustine. Tua, AR5, Achan, Monty, Brees, Chase Brown, Devontae Smith, London, BT, Olave, and Jonu. Make a trade. I'd probably say with this team, your running backs are phenomenal. You're maybe trying to trade like Monty or Chase Brown away, unless you're starting all four of those because of two flex spots or something. Then you probably don't touch anything. But if you can't start all those RBs, you're trading one away with Devontae Smith to try and go get a player upgrade of some kind. You're trying to go get maybe a Nico, maybe a Evans or a JJ or something like that by putting two players together. That's the only thing that you got to concentrate on. And then this last one from Shelly says, hi, Smitty and Denny. Which one sits? PPR, Hopkins, DK, Evans. Let's go to Denny since this question addresses Denny. Denny, who are you sitting out of these three guys? Hopkins, DK, or Evans?
Who am I sitting? Just had a leg cramp. For real. Who am I sitting? Hopkins?
Hopkins, DK, or Evans? Come on, Denny.
I bench the oldest one, Hopkins.
Okay, I probably agree, but it's a tough one. Dylan says, can I hop on the phone line? Let's see here. Dylan, we'll get Dylan. Okay, Dylan, mute yourself.
He wants to make the bump bet.
Yeah.
He wants to make
Dylan, where are you calling from, Dylan? Where are you calling from, bro?
Call out of San Diego.
Okay.
Appreciate you, Smitty. Made a couple good trades for you.
All right, Denny, you're getting a little over the top again. I need you to tone it down a little. It can't be interrupting every single caller, every single comment. So, Denny, tone it down. Tone it down. Mute yourself. Go on a pretend mute real quick.
All I wanted to say was I've been to San Diego.
That's fantastic. Okay, hang tight, Denny. I'm mute. Okay, go ahead real quickly while you're there, Dylan. Go ahead and ask your question real quick.
Let me make it real quick for you. Last week, sent a super chat, said to kind of hold for playoffs. Instead, I went for Bijan, sent you that chat earlier. We had Monty and Ferguson for Pitts and Bijan. So currently running back Gibbs, Walker, Bijan, and Jones. Wide receiver Nico Collins, Hill, Jamar Chase, and Amari Cooper.
Nice job.
Lacking a little bit of QB, Purdy, and tight end have cracked and fits now. So we have week 15 and 16 playoffs, so trying to make the best last in the move.
So what's your question?
I think for Hill will probably be the biggest, or if I can maybe put in a Jones and Hill for maybe a top. I don't know. Thinking quarterback or tight end. That's probably
so Aaron Jones and Tyreek Hill for one player is what you're looking for. I mean that. Look, you got to go to the. I don't know who has what quarterback surplus going on. So you're gonna have to go to those teams. Does anybody have two quarterbacks? Because no one's just taking Jones and Hill for their top quarterback. You know what I mean? Like I don't have any information that really help with that. If you could find someone that's got AR5, maybe they're willing to gamble on them. If you have AR5.
Not Purdy. Do you think Purdy's a hold? I think that's going to be good enough to hold me over.
He's okay, but
with running back with Gibbs, Walker, and Bijan,
okay.
And wide receiver Tyreek Hill, Collins.
I don't think you're winning.
I feel like he's pretty stacked.
He's not a league winner, but he with your team, you're pretty good. I think Kyler's really, really solid to go after. Obviously, Josh Allen. Look, I mean, if you gave up Purdy, Aaron Jones, and Hill, maybe you get Hurts or Josh Allen. It won't hurt to try. And then, past that, I don't know that there are a lot of quarterbacks that are worth giving up Aaron Jones and Tyreek Hill to go get. I think, we got – this is too much. Dylan, I don't know if that's your background noise. Yeah, it is. He's got like a circus going on in the background. He's at a birthday party or something.
Farm back there.
Yeah, traded Cook, Ridley, and Downs for MHJ and Brees Hall. I would say Cook, Ridley, and Downs for MHJ and Brees Hall by a country mile. Thank you, Xavier. Appreciate you dropping that. I don't know why I even paused on that one. Trade away Tyreek, or who should I target? Evans, Collins, give up more, obviously, to get Collins. MHJ's interesting straight up if you want to take a gamble. Neighbors straight up is interesting. Evans straight up is interesting. Give up a little more to get JJ. Give up a lot more to get Bijan. Give up, do a 2-for-1, get Pacheco and somebody for Tyreek Hill. Those are all moves I would contemplate, Eddie. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. This one from Lewis. He says 5 to 6 trade Tracy. Oh, 5 and 6 is your record. Trade Tracy, London for Pickens, Connor, and Joku. Pretty even. I can make arguments on both sides. Pickens and London, I'd rather have London. Connor, I'd rather have Connor over Tracy. Is Tracy still intriguing? Absolutely. And Joku's a piece. I don't know if that helps you or hurts you. So I'd say pretty damn even. Go with your gut because both of you guys are doing well in that trade. It's not like one's ripping the other one off. Last super chat. My QBs are Josh Allen, I believe that is. Or no. Is that yeah, it's got to be Allen. Allen, Hurts, Caleb. Is this super flex? I don't know. Caleb, okay. JD5. Come on. Allen, Hurts, Caleb, JD5. Owner offered Lamar and Bijan for JD5, Pacheco, and Hunt. Lamar and Bijan for JD5, Pacheco, and Hunt. Of course. Come on, religion. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, Lamar and Bijan, like, JD5, Pacheco, and Hunt don't even come close to Lamar and Bijan. Like, that's not real. That can't be real. My running back situation is good. Dynasty Superflex. Okay, so it is Superflex. You got tremendous quarterbacks. I'm definitely trading one away. But, like, it's weird that you're getting another quarterback. And you're upgrading your running backs. This doesn't make sense, religion. I'm not calling cap, but, like, good Lord, bro. Of course, do that trade.
No, I got 4 quarterbacks, but I only got 2 QB situations. Let me just put in. You're out of your mind. You're crazy.
Okay, let me go over to Travis.
Hey, would you rather have Worthy, Pearsall, or Christian Watson right now? Or how would you rank them, I guess, rest of the season?
They're all very shaky. I'd probably say give me Worthy, I suppose. I know I know it's really tough to know what he's going to do. Christian Watson's the same thing, though. I like Watson a lot. Well, I don't know. This is tough. This really puts my waiver wire order to the test because I just moved Watson ahead of Worthy just a second ago. Maybe, I don't know. How do I really feel about that? They might be pretty damn close then. Because I started the show off. They're probably neck and neck. I started the show off. All right, Denny, time out for 2 minutes. Time out for 2 minutes, Denny.
Finish him.
It's just too much. It's too much. Every time I open my mouth, you're interrupting everything. I love you. Don't take offense to it. Worthy and Watson, I'm going to move them side by side now. I guess I would say Watson is maybe a tad safer. Worthy's higher risk, but he does have the upside to explode.
Does it factor in at all that I have Jennings? Does it make more sense to hold the Pearsall because I have Jennings?
No.
Like my fifth or sixth one.
Not really.
Down, right?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
And then besides that, would you, rather than one of them, would you rather go after AR5 because I can pick them up on waivers? I have heard some holes already. We can still trade, so what would you take? Just take the depth. I'm 10-1 on this league.
I would rather have AR5, I think.
So take the QB and see if
Yeah.
Trade him.
I would.
Or
I would.
have him.
I don't know your QB situation in your league though. Like maybe no one's gonna do a trade. I don't know, but AR5 is. I mean, if he has another huge game, someone's gonna want him. I like AR5. All right. Let's see. Espinoza says 12 team: Mayfield, Herbert, Kyron, Hall, London, Amon-Ra, Evans. Okay, Goddard. Sold my bench for this team. You think I can win the championship? Kyron, Hall, London, Amon-Ra, Evans. Absolutely. 100%. You're going to struggle with what quarterback to start each week, but Herbert looks pretty good right now, so maybe you just roll with that right now. Well, you got a bye week this week. No, we don't. This week, Herbert's at home on Monday night against the Ravens. Okay. Yeah, that's a good team, Espinoza. A tight end, see if Jonu's on waivers, see if Taysom Hill's on waivers, obviously. Attack the waiver wire if you can, my broski. I think I've got all the super chats caught up. If I've missed anybody, let me know. I got Espinoza. I've got Lewis is out of the way. I got Religions. Religions, again, good trade. That's insane, bro. It's absolutely insane. Logan, this is the last super chat, I think, to catch up. Mixon and Tyreek for Barkley and Mike Evans. Barkley and Mike Evans. Wow. Mixon and Barkley are pretty dead even. So give me Mike Evans over Tyreek. So Barkley and Mike Evans, but very arguable. Like, really comes down to Tyreek. If Tyreek is able to be as good, boom, smash. Espinoza, you have Taysom, then that's good. That's good. All right, let me go over to. Let me clear the phone line off because I'm gonna end the phone line here in a second. Jonathan from Kentucky, you're live.
What's up, Smitty? And love you, Denny. I got
There you go.
Yep, yes, sir. And all right, so I got Cup, Jennings, and DK playing this week. I need to stream a quarterback with Joe Burrow out on the bye. I got to pick either from Love, Herbert, or Drake May. Who should I go with?
He's not in a bad situation. I mean, he's got three good quarterbacks. Mute out.
I think. I think San Fran's gonna be a tough game. I think that the Packers could beat them for sure, but it's gonna be a tough game. I'd probably say Herb's probably has the most upside, and he's got a pretty safe floor. Like, this could be a 1 INT 2 touchdown game for any one of these guys. But I think I like May. I just don't think I'm putting May in over these two right now. But I think Love's crafty, but San Francisco is going to come out swinging. Now, Bosa could be out of this game, but I still think they're going to, I don't know, maybe that changes it. I don't know. Let's attack this question walking into Saturday night and see how we feel about the San Francisco defense. Because that's a big difference maker without Bosa. But I do think Herbs is safest right now. Plug Herbs in case you slip and hit your head or something and you can't change your lineup. But we'll maybe come back around and try and see if we think differently about that. All right, Jonathan, appreciate you. Kirkwood, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Good evening. I jumped in. I heard you talking about Knicks. Who would you play between JD5 and Knicks this week?
Knicks. He's earned it. He's earned it right now. Not to say JD5 doesn't get back in this conversation. Everybody's so quick to run away from people. But he's hit a little bit of a rookie wall. He got injured ribs. He's been banged up. I think JD5 does all of a sudden explode back onto the scene. But right now, Knicks is playing great football. And the matchup's phenomenal. So right now it's smart. It's just smart to start Knicks.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
All right.
Go
ahead, Denny, real quickly.
The kid from Kentucky had one more question, Smitty, and you cut him off.
Well,
He was a good one.
it's because he shouted you out. He's your best friend now, huh? Over Smitty. Cap from Florida, you're live.
I'm sorry.
Cap, go ahead, Cap.
Gentlemen, okay, so the scenario presented is
I want to give up my Dobbins, Dell, and Darnold to the guy who's on the outside looking in and needs a quarterback for his Lamb and Pollard. Do I do it?
Sure.
Yeah.
First of all, this dude's definitely from the West Coast.
He's from Florida.
He's from the West Coast.
He's from Florida.
Wow.
Denny, you're off today. You're just swinging misses left and right, just absolutely striking out.
Talking about people.
There you go. Yeah. Why not do this trade? Take a gamble on Lamb. Do it live. All right. Cap's hung up. Denny. Final thoughts, Denny.
People are talking about. Oh, the kid from Kentucky had a great question. Smitty, thanks for being there for us, and thanks for taking my call. So I have a really good time calling.
All right, Denny, appreciate you.
Love hearing people from everywhere, man. That's kind of cool.
Denny,
You know what I mean?
Denny, can I get a really, really creative take a lap?
Take a cause Smitty loves action. Smitty, that's it. That's all I got. I got to work in the morning. I'm just a regular guy.
You work?
Later on.
What kind of work do you do? What field?
Hey, automotive.
Automotive. Car sales?
Automotive. Did I say sales? Really? What?
You didn't say not
I'm in the
sales.
automotive.
I could see you selling a mean car. I could see you selling a car like nothing.
I'm more the guy that will help you save your dollars, get under the hood and go, you don't need this, you don't need that. Fix your stuff. Yeah, I'm like a general service technician.
Attaboy. I had no idea. I feel bad. I never asked. I feel bad, Denny. I didn't know it was my business. I guess I didn't really want to pry. But I had no idea. I had no idea. So if my car is in trouble.
Yeah, I'm going to, bring it in. I mean, I'll give it a look over. You know what I mean? I'm not.
What city?
But, I'll save you some money.
What city are you in?
Smitty, you know.
I forget these things. What city?
London. Oh, Quincy, yeah.
Where?
Smitty, bring it to
What city is he in?
Boston.
That's right, Boston. All right. Yeah, it's a little far for me to bring the car in, but I'll maybe a virtual visit, little virtual session. All right, Denny, appreciate you later, bro. Talking about.
Later, Denny.
Talk about people.
Rock out. On the way out the door, but I want to make sure I helped you out. What can I do for you real quick? Rock out.
Yeah, is there a piece I could probably get for Lad and J-Mo?
Lad and J-Mo. Always hard to do the two wide receivers for one, but Lad and J-Mo, I mean, Evans. Man.
I mean, I could put Stevenson in there too.
Who?
Stevenson.
Okay, so Stevenson, Ladd, and J-Mo. I mean, that's hard package to sell. I'm not gonna be lie to you. Could you get a JT? Could you get a Kamara? Could you get? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. James Cook, Ladd and Ramondre for James Cook, maybe.
Wide people that are going to get hit by the Week 14 buys.
Yeah, look at these teams. I guess that's definitely look at these teams. I would say Neighbors is interesting for Ladd. I think somebody might do that straight up. You might be able to do two different trades, like Ladd for Neighbors, and then maybe you could trade J-Mo and Ramondre for. I doubt you get Puka. Maybe you get a Lamb or a Hill. You just take a gamble.
I got Puka.
Maybe you take a gamble on Lamb or Hill with that. Do those 2 trades. I don't know.
Throw all those out there. See what comes back.
Yeah.
Try those.
Talk about
You play Bo Nix over Purdy and Tua, right?
Yep. Bo Nix. Do it live. Let me see if I got any super chats anywhere. I don't think I do. Anything else, Rock Out?
That's it. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Later. Travis, anything else, Travis?
Yeah, just 2 real quick. First of all, I have Gibbs and Monty and Walker Cabernet. Would you prefer to trade Walker or Monty right now? Probably Walker.
Walker.
Monty's playing.
I love Walker, but his situation just is not doing it for me.
Okay, yeah, I got it. And then, just one trade I wanted to ask you about. It would be trade Nico and Kyron and get back Gibbs, Kelsey, and Tyreek. And the kid had Auden already, though. So
Nico Kyron, and get back Gibbs.
Yep. Kelsey and Tyreek Hill. He already has Auden, so it's not like he's hurting for a tight end.
I mean, I guess I take Gibbs, Kelsey, Hill.
Yeah. I was a little split.
Well, I mean, if you have Auden, though. So he's starting.
Well, that's why I was.
He's starting Auden.
It's a lot of value he's getting back. But
yeah.
I guess
Auden could drop. Auden could drop off, though. He could drop off, though.
He could a little with Evans back. Evans back, and their line is a little beat up.
Chat, vote on this one. Let's let the chat vote on it. All right. Chat, vote on it. Let Travis see your vote. Nico Kyron. Otten's not involved, but he has Otten for Gibbs, Kelsey, Hill. All right, later, Travis.
See ya. Bye.
Vote on that one, please. Keep Nico, Kyron, Gibbs, Kelsey. That's tough. I'd probably say at the end of the day, if you've got Otten, give me Nico Kyron side because he has Otten already. That's going to be my final answer. It's a close call, though. Bones, appreciate you. Superflex, 2 trades. Achan, Jamo, Njoku for Kyron and Puka. Achan, Jamo, and Njoku for Kyron. Give me Kyron and Puka. That's pretty easy call. Murph, appreciate you. Murph says, rather have Braylon or Ray Davis. I'd probably rather have Ray Davis right now, but man, you're talking about an injury dictating that. It's not like we know what's going to happen there. If an injury happens, then that player's the more valuable player. So we can't predict that. It's impossible. But right now, that's what I would guess. 7-4, JD5, Bijan, JT, Puka, Garrett Wilson, Marv. So Travis, if you didn't hear me, I said Kyron, Nico at the end of the day. That's what I decided. 7-4, JD5, Bijan, JT, benches, Ingram. Is this a playoff team? Yeah. Puka, Garrett Wilson, Marv. Sure. JT, Bijan, JD5. Yeah. I mean, you need JD5 to bounce back, and Jonu's playing great. Olave's like just an extra piece. It's a good team. I like it. I think it's good. 12-man, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Mixon, CMC, Kamara, Gibbs. Wow. JT. QB, JD5, Herbert, Adams. You're lacking a little more at receiver. You got Jamar Chase. Can we not put Jamar Chase as your 4th listed wide receiver? It really sets up the reading of this bad. Like, I'm looking at it, and I'm going to give you a higher score mentally. Even after I fix it in my own head, it still just doesn't look balanced. You're doing yourself a disservice. Put Chase first, please. Give Chase some respect. Chase, Adams, Neighbors, London, you don't need to do a thing. This team is absolutely off the charts. Grandma League, 12-team my rear end. Would I make a trade if I could? Sure. Maybe we trade away CMC Never mind. It's nothing to trade. You just keep the depth. That's unbelievable. Stand down. Stand down. Mac, appreciate you. Help. I clinched playoffs, 12-team, half PPR, Mahomes, CMC, Hall, London, T, Mondre, Jacobs, Worthy, Jacobs for Lamar. Okay, so your trade is Pat, Mahomes, and Jacobs for Lamar. I would say, man, I don't know. I don't think so. I like your depth. I think Hopkins is nice to go in as a flex maybe, but I think Mahomes is going to be fine. Lamar. Chat, would you rather have Lamar or Patrick Mahomes and Jacobs? Can you vote on that one for me? Maybe I'm a little biased toward Mahomes, and Lamar is nice, but Mahomes could score as much as him going forward. I don't know. Ironworker, appreciate you. 12 PPR, offered McLaurin for Sutton. Addison have Pukas. I'd rather have McLaurin. I'd rather McLaurin. Should I accept who to flex this week? I don't know who you have. Pukas. Okay, so your flex would be. I don't know what your lineup is. So let's just assume you're starting Puka, St. Brown, and Jennings. Okay, and you need one more player out of Shakir, Juju, and McLaurin. It'd be. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, so St. Brown, Jennings, and Puka. Yeah, those would be your three receivers. One more. If you had to start a fourth, it would probably be, if you're not doing the Addison trade, or doing, you're keeping McLaurin. Then McLaurin's your starter, your fourth player. I mean, easy. I don't know what the question is, Ironworker, in terms of your flex. You didn't really map that out, but that's my ranking. Those four guys. I assume those are the four you need. We got Lamar. Mahomes should pop off. Smitty is angry. No, I'm not, Huffman. This is my resting face. You should know me by now. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate you. Got Taysom Hill this week. I'm sorry to hear that, Anthony. It looks like you got some Lamar votes here. And a couple Mahomes, but it probably is leaning 60% Lamar if I had to guess. That's what I would guess everybody would say. Jacobs is a lot to give, though. Jacobs and Mahomes for Lamar? I don't know. Lamar's great. I'm going to take Mahomes and Jacobs, but that's me. Appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back. Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take one and you don't come back.
We got a final super chat here from the real 10-man full PPR, Mike Kyron and Lamb for Kamara Brown. For Chase Brown and Kamara, give me Kamara and Chase Brown by a hair. Very close. See you all later. Appreciate you.